My Pika. My. Whoa! My Pikachu. You like that, don't you? Get the knack. When a little closer, huh? Show me, huh? Wouldn't you like to come to the comics coffee table? Pull up a chair, yo, and grab a cuppa. A cuppa, whatever you're shoving under your nose, Never gonna stop. Read a book. Gonna wrap it up with a bag and a board and a box. You know we back to the my. Okay, enough. That was off script. I'm sorry. I did. That was not included in the show notes. I apologize for that. This has been a learning moment. Welcome back once again to the Comics Coffee Table. That's right. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Daily. We talk about comic books. We are the geeky chill stream you are looking for. This is right, and it is right and awesome to be here amongst so many other fellow geeks and nerds. It is so cool. Thank you so very much for showing up and for tuning in. We've got a special show for you today. It's just, it's just more of the same stuff, but we're glad that you're here. And we're taking a break in our day. We're going to leave the real world's problems over there just for a few minutes. We're going to pull up a chair to our very own Comics Coffee Table. We're going to grab a cuppa, whatever it is you're shoving under your nose today there, pal. Tough guy, sizzle chest, turkey pockets, chowder head, however in the grand spectrum of humanity that you identify and reside. My friend, enjoy. Come and grab a seat. The coffee table was always where my friends and I would hang out. There would always be a stack of books on the coffee table. There would be a stack of music. There'd be a stack of movies. There'd be a stack of video games. There would always be a stack of comic books, too. We're trying to get each other to read and turn each other on to. Yes! Funny books! I love them. You do too. Allegedly, I know, So, we are the geeky chill stream you've been looking for. We like to have a good time, to hang out, keep it loose. We get a little, critical here sometimes when it warrants. But for the most part, it's a geeky chill stream. I don't like to get wound up on my downtime. I like to wind down. I like to enjoy myself. I like to go on anti-rants. I don't enjoy apoplectic rage YouTube content anymore. I mean, I've hit the wall with that shit. I mean, I don't, and it's only, it aggravates me. It gives me anxiety. I have a problem with anxiety and panic attacks anyway. I don't need to put myself into a situation where, I'm just gonna be like, oh gosh, this has got me all wound up. I really hate everything in life and in fandom, and I have no hope, and everything's so bad. And no, you can also do what the Buddha said: identify suffering and reconcile it, eliminate it from your life, or learn to live with it, and keep going on. Find a middle path of bliss, grace, and find yourself in that. I'm a spiritual guy, an ordained minister, so I'm really into a spiritual health will cultivate a better physical health and a better emotional health. I think it's all part of the same thing, All roads lead to Atman, in a way. I grew up Irish Catholic, and I ended up being like a Hindu Buddhist, which is great. And I blame George Lucas and Star Wars and the Force and the Jedi Knights and, the Jedi mind trick and everything. Did it work? Come to me, coffee. Ah. The show is pre-recorded, but live before a studio audience of my stuffed animals. And yourself, for yourself. You can tune in at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Daily, and you can find a hoppin' live chat full of great comic book shop style conversation. But the show is built for you, to come to at any time during the day and enjoy your coffee break. You can continue this comic book shop style conversation in the comments section, and feel free to turn on those notifications so you don't miss an episode. You'll eventually learn how to tell time. Oh, it must be 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. I can tell time! Woo! Indeed. Smash that like button too, please. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It's a big thing for us. We're growing our little channel, and we've come such a long way. I'm just so very impressed. I'm very blessed and grateful, and literally could not have done this without you guys tuning in. And so stay tuned. And we love comic books here. A lot of the show has to do with my love of the local comic book shops of my area. The LCS, my local comic book shop, the fulcrum of our culture and hobby. Oh yeah, and online has shifted that focus away from the direct market and the LCS, especially with being able to buy things and to have these comic book shop style conversations through something such as YouTube or social media, whichever these communications is taking the conversation out of the comic book shops and made them global. Indeed, it's a good thing. It's like a double-edged sword, or it's sometimes it's hard to handle, and you got to watch yourself because it cuts both ways. It's good and it's bad. It's true. I mean, you don't get that sense of anonymity behind a screen name at a LCS. You're faced with another living, breathing, feeling person that you can see their eyes and their body language and their micro expressions, stuff like that. And I never see this wanton cruelty and this farce, this game of the culture war. I don't see that in a local comic book shop. I don't. And I see decent people and decent conversations. And sometimes heated, sometimes sure. That's the nature of it. But, when you're alive and respectful and in person in the same room, there's a lot to that. It's a lack of mitigation. And it's a unity thing. And hopefully we can bring that here and continue a comic book shop style conversation here once a day, every day. And just enjoy our hobby. Indeed. So, when it comes to the local comic book shop, I'm not just going every Wednesday to get new releases, the occasional back issues out of the back bins. I get my supplies there. I am reboxing, reboarding, and rebagging my entire collection. I thought it would make great material, go down memory lane. We look at comic books. We handle comic books. We look at the ads. We look at art. We talk about stories, sequential art. We talk about it fuels us up. This is great. And I need a lot of supplies to pull this off. So I am buying all my supplies at my LCS, getting my boxes there. I'm switching from long boxes to short boxes. Because the older I get, the heavier these long boxes get. And I'm doing something about it now. I buy my snugs there and my acid-free boards. I could be getting these from my online supply chain and saving $1 or $2, which all adds up. But on the opposite end of that spectrum is, you know who needs our business? The local comic book shop. And once they're gone, they're gone. If that store closes, it's probably not getting replaced with another comic book shop. We need to value these places. I do. So I give my business to my local comic book shops. And I get my supplies there. I am willfully and agreeing to pay the retail markup. And I accept that. Sure. I feel a little sheepish, but, it's important to me to feel like I'm contributing to keeping my local comic book shops around. Mom and pop brick and mortar shops, local businesses. They need our patronage. All local businesses do. And I'm doing my part. If you don't have a local comic book shop in your area and you need one, we got a resource right here in the description. Go follow that. Great advice, Great person, great store. You might see him in the live chat premiere as well. Mr. Yule Carter, the owner and operator of Fantastic Comics in Berkeley, California. Reach out to Yule, and if that's your business, and you can conduct it with him. But you have a lead right here, one of the good leads, the Glengarry leads. We got that right here in the description. He could be your LCS. Seriously. Mom and pop brick and mortar shop. You know, support our local comic book shops and local businesses. Sláinte. Cheers. Let's get to it. Let's talk about comic books. This is a grab bag box. The other three remaining long boxes. 2 of them are all DC Comics. This is mostly Marvel. You can see there's a corner blown out here. It's ripped. It's torn. You can see the stains on this. This box has done its duty. This box is over 15 years old, and it needs to be replaced. It's it's going to be recycled. You're going to go in the recycle bin, to the great recycling bin in the sky. Hopefully you'll be reborn as a comic book. Wouldn't that be a great fate? I think so. A very fitting fate. Thank you for your service, old long box. So what's on the menu today? Since it's a grab bag, I'm kind of going grabby with the grab bag stuff. Oh boy. Let's get this. Whew. Dum 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 dum. Ultimates. This is about to be 2005. Like I keep saying, I moved in 2005. I couldn't afford to live in my swanky Back Bay apartment with my bros, so I had to move. And by doing so, it broke up the band, and I had to leave a lot behind. And my buddies, he had a better curated collection than I did, so I had to pick up where I left off over there. And part of that was Mark Millar's The Ultimates, the Brian Hitch. And now I got these on in trade paperback now too. So I have the whole story. I mean, but Ultimates 2 was pretty trippy, and there were so many delays as well. Let's look at a comic book. So I've got issues 5 through 13 and the annual. I should just go and pick up issues 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Ultimates 2 just to have them all in there. And look, okay, the Ultimates line. They had a similar trade dress. Trade dress is like the organization of the cover. You know, you have the title, you know, the issue number. You had the arc, the name of the arc, and you know the maker's mark and the UPC, which has the price. And this is, you can tell but from here that this is issue 5, and it's his first volume, and it's the first print. It's not just the first printing, but it's it's not a variant cover. Yeah, you can tell that from the last 5 numbers of the UPC signal, the UPC code. These are specific to comic books as an add-on. Exactly. The rest of the numbers, no idea. Hey, look, a video game ad. Drink. Mm-hmm. When did this come out? 2005, I bet. Let's see. The ubiquitous milk ad. Who is that? Is that Caramello Anthony? I don't know basketball. I'm a hockey fan. Yeah, it's Caramello Anthony. Hey! Yeah, June of 2005. Yep, seems about right. This is almost 20 years old. Seriously. Story, Mark Millar, Brian Hitch on pencils, Paul Nero on inks. You got Laura Martin and Larry Molinar on colors, Chris Eliopoulos on letters. Ralph Macchio is the editor, but not the Karate Kid, different person. Many jokes have been made about that. Full Metal Alchemist from Adult Swim, now on DVD. Previously in the Ultimates, your info dump page. And this is it, yeah. So it has Marvel, the old Marvel rating system. So now it does see no Comics Code Authority seal of approval. So this can have adult themes and bloodshed and hyperviolence. Anti-tobacco ads. Fair enough. Fighting Thor with a flamethrower. Why would you want to fight Thor there, Cap? It's all in there. There's a spy inside the Ultimates, and they recruit Hank Pym, who was on the outs, who got kicked out of the team for abusing his wife Janet. There's this very awesome story beat in Ultimates 1 where Cap takes Hank outside, finds Hank in a bar, and Hank grows and was gonna kick Cap's ass, and it ends up Giant Man ended up getting his ass kicked and kicked off the team. Hey, look, I call this Gatorade. Electra Light. Anyone? Aw, Jennifer Garner, she was just a specimen of beauty. She's she's beautiful now too. She's an age-appropriate gal. But remember the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie? Well, she got a spinoff. Whoop. Family Guy, Simpsons. Okay, this is the Fox Sunday lineup. It was they're all bangers. I wasn't the biggest Family Guy fan. I'm more of a classic Simpsons fan. Look, a movie ad, Triple X. Who is this? Ice Cube, Willem Dafoe. Yeah. Action adventure, huh? And look, snack food. M&M's. How's that? Snack food, video games. This is something about sobriety. That's cool. You know. And a video game ad. Big ass one, God of War. I was never into these kind of video games, but lots of people are. Blade Trinity. Motor City Comic Con. Matrix Online. Westfield Comics. Superheroes at your door. Well, Mortal Kombat, just plug it right into your TV and you can play Mortal Kombat. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. The Defenders. Who was the spy in the Ultimates? Would that be giving it away? I mean, it's a 20-year-old comic book. Should I even... I feel bad about, like, spoiling stuff. Because it's all new if you haven't read it yet. But it is 20 years old. I mean, come on. Something's got to give, right? We are bagging. We are boarding. We are boxing. Oops. Come on. Here we go. One piece of tape. Come on. Here you are. My red stapler. Boom. Here we go. Boxed, bagged, boarded. Boom. And, yeah. Grand Theft America. The end game of this. This is great. Iron Man is going to marry Natasha Romanoff. Look at this big ass video game ad. Video game ad. I was huge into Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 2, 3, and 4. Underground was here's the famous Lionel Yu of Hulk ripping Wolverine in half. Damon Lindelof and Lionel Yu, Ultimate Wolverine and Hulk. Then there was Ultimate Vision, Ultimate Fantastic Four, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Extinction by Warren Ellis, where he brought in Ultimate Galactus, and that got adapted into Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. It wasn't really Galactus as this person, this planet-eating person. It was like a swarm of a planet-eating machinery, called Galactus. Yeah, and Brian K. Vaughan was writing Ultimate Spider-Man. He was writing at the same time Why the Last Man over on Vertigo DC. He was a hot hand in comic books for a while. the Budokai series. We're big fans of that here. Those games were pretty darn good. I mean, it was like playing in the cartoon, and they only got better and better. Take a look, a video game ad. And at the end of this, Loki is in cahoots with the Liberators, the anti-Avengers. And they, from within, with some help, I mean, this is all post 9/11 as well, okay? So this is some, this is some serious allegory stuff going on here. It's not political as we think it today. It's not like, comics have always been political. In this allegorical sense, sure, some went deeper than others, but not, but it wasn't IRL. And so the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. are taken out from within. They're weakened by a couple of moles. Traitors. Turncoats, one could say. So June 2005 was issue 5. This came out when? March 2006, though. Not that bad. Seeing this just a few years after 9/11. A little heavy. At this time, Janet and Steve are dating. Steve, I really got his attention, trying to harm his girlfriend. We've got bags, we got boards, we got boxes. We're living the dream, fulfilling the message, fulfilling the promise of the show. We've got dings all over this. Look at that spine crack. Look at that corners. Look at those corners, dings. This is dollar bin stuff. It's amazing what you find in the dollar bins. They're so. And let's once again look at this. This is 2006. January 2006. This went for $2.25. $2.99. $2.99. This would be $4.61 according to the CPI inflation calculator at the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. You can find that link in the description if you want to check out and verify anything that I claim would be the adjusted for inflation price. Going, you have that. You're welcome to my resource. It's out there. It's general knowledge. It's not mine. It's ours. And we have the Ultimates coming back from, and this one too. I mean, the Ultimate Mike Deodato, and not written by Mark Miller, but it's going on around the same time as this Endgame, we could say. Charlie Huston, Mike Deodato, Ryan Sook doing flashbacks. Indeed. America has been invaded by hostile foreign superhumans. The nation has been devastated, and Cap and the Falcon try to pick up the pieces. Coming soon. Civil War. We got some Armanzola versus Cap. Ain't that cool? That's cool. I think that's wicked pissa. And the art in these is just so good. And Brian Hitch right now is doing Ultimate Invasion with Jonathan Hickman. It's a 4-issue series, and it's recreated the Ultimate Universe. What happened to the Ultimate Universe? Well, there was something called Secret Wars in 2015 that Jonathan Hickman did, and it was meant to kind of tidy up the Marvel 616 universe. What happened was everything was destroyed, the multiverse in a way, and then the 616 Marvel universe Earth was recreated in this unified storyline. And so there's, I didn't read it. I looked at it from afar. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't into it. Let's try it. Let's do just one, moron, and then sneak the other one in behind it. There we go. Here we go. All right, that's better. All right, here we go. Haha, struggles with comic bags. Today on Struggles with Comic Bag. And the much ballyhooed and delayed Ultimates 12 and 13. When is the... So this comes out in February of 2007. Well, that's the Indicia says so. Then you get this huge ass fight scene You can only, this is the kind of shit you can only do in comic books. I mean, this fold-out page of the final battle between the Avengers, the Ultimates, and the Liberators, the foreign superheroes that have taken over, with Loki, have taken over America. And this is the Avengers, the Ultimates, taking back America. Let's just fold that up how it should go. And there are ads. And ads. It's great. Here. Well, hello. So you got Civil War going on. You got House of M coming right up. It's interesting. You got World War Hulk. I can't enjoy that anymore because screw Greg Pak. Sorry. And here's the Black Widow. She was the turncoat. And here's Hawkeye, who is come to get her. This is a great turn on their relationship, especially what we're given in the movies. And it's like there's this great, where's the line? You turned my nation into you turned us into, like, she blamed America for the fall of the Soviet Union, and like you turned my country into a nation of gangsters and hookers. And that was like her big motivation for betraying SHIELD and her teammates. But she's a spy. She's a double agent. I mean, that's a really interesting interpretation of her. So that's it. She gets killed right there. Yeah, that's her. Hawkeye puts a vengeful arrow through her face. Yeah. And that's that. She was responsible for the death of Hawkeye's family. Like, where you're going. You don't see them where you're going, comrade. Burn in hell. Wow. The Ultimates, Volumes 1 and 2, dedicated with love to Stan and Jack. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. This is a great love letter to comic books by some really good comic book writers. And I hope that the new Ultimate Universe can fulfill the promise and, keep it going. And can make something really good. And do something like the Ultimate Universe did. Make something brand new with these old toys. Tell new stories with familiar friends. They don't, Oops. Pretend that I didn't see that snap at the corner of the bag. Yeah, and here we go. We are bagging. We are boarding. 5, 6. Oh, where's 7, 8? 6. 7, 8 should be in here somewhere. I'll find 7, 8. Yeah, they're in here somewhere. 6. Yeah. And then we put them into the box. So we have bagged, we have board, and we are boxing. Fulfilling the promise. In here. I tried to get Ultimates 3. I tried to, this is Jeff Loeb and Joe Mads. Just wasn't, it just missed it for me. I mean, the art's great and everything. Sex, Lies, and DVD. Yeah. Interesting cover. Here we go. The Ultimate Universe is in full swing. Let's look at the indicia. If we can find it. Wow. There's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, here's the indicia. February of 2008. A whole year between Ultimates, the end of Ultimates 2 and the start of Ultimates 3. There we go, huh? And that's the Ultimates. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. I had fun. Did you? Let me know in the comments section. Interested in what you think, what you're reading, what you're avoiding. Were you reading the Ultimates? What do you think about Ultimate Comics? Are you looking forward to these new Ultimate Comics that's coming soon? I don't know. I might miss it. If they're good though, huh? Here we are. Bagged. Rebagged, reboarded, and put into a new short box. That's the show. Yeah. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. I'm so blessed and grateful that you're here. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily. We talk about comic books. We come here to our very own comics coffee table. Pull up a chair. Grab a cuppa, whatever it is. Just shove it under your nose today, pal. Seriously. And take your break with us. Talking about our hobby. We talk about comic books here. We also have, we talk about other things too. About cooking. I'm a professional chef. We talk about spirituality and gratitude. I'm an ordained minister or spiritual guy. And so click on that like button. Click on the subscribe button too. We'd love to have you around and turn on those notifications. Thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again tomorrow with more in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.